I grew up with my mother. She was um, the only parent involved, and she kind of busted her butt to take care of us. And I ended up meeting my father at age 16, and I didn't know I had brothers. I had a sister. So I ended up traveling to Texas to, I guess, to get to know him. And through that decision, I was introduced to a whole another lifestyle. I was more so just a quiet kid, and I got straight A's. And then when I met my other family, I was introduced to a whole different scene. I was introduced to partying, and then drugs was involved in the picture. Um, so then I kind of grew up a little fast. I was a quiet kid, so whenever I did move and then started meeting all these people, I started getting more noticed, I guess you can say. That kind of pushed me into wanting to party and wanting to do certain things, to be noticed, to be more attractable. And in doing this, I started creating a routine and a whole new life. I started using, I started being self-sufficient in negative ways. I started being real selfish, manipulative. Um, I just completely started becoming a whole new person. And then in doing that, I pushed my whole other family away. I want to do things of my own. I could do it myself. This new life was appealing to me. It was fun. Basically, it got to a point to where I completely didn't even know myself. So as I'm living this way and using these substances, I thought that was me. It got to a point to where if I didn't use or do this certain thing, I didn't believe in myself. I believed that if I wasn't living this way, that I wasn't going to be accepted. I wasn't going to make a certain amount of money, or I wasn't going to take care of myself, or I wasn't going to be liked. So it definitely became an imprisonment. When I first um, heard his voice and gave my life to him, it was actually in jail. Um, I guess that's where I needed to be still, and to be able to take a minute to even listen for him. Um, but whenever I gave my life to him, whenever I went home, it, I didn't know how to live yet. So all I knew was before I went, and the only people I knew was the people I was hanging out with before. So that was a whole new battle, learning how to live with them when I was free. So there was a whole bunch of trial and error going through that, and I would get out and I would go directly right back to where I was at, and I would stumble, and that was an ongoing battle. Um, and with these trials and errors, I would I would be on fire and seeking him and have this hunger to seek him, and then I would slowly back off, and then I'd stumble, and then I would do it again. But each time I would do it, it's like I would get new convictions. I would experience something different, and most importantly, it's like my heart would slowly start shaving off, just the outer hard shell, until I fully dedicated my life to him. Um, when I finally sat and thought, it's like, you know, it was powerful reading how the disciples, when he said, "Follow me," they literally left everything. And I thought about that, and I pondered on that, and I was like, he has to be bigger than what I'm allowing him to be in my life. And from that moment is when we made it over here. And when we made it over here and we stayed committed, um, not just like he's been opening doors left and right for us. There's just so many things are just happening. It's amazing. I got people in my life that are there at the exact perfect time. Before I would need someone to help, or I would just need something, some advice, someone to talk to, and no one would ever be there. But it's like now that I'm committed, so like the Lord makes sure that there's always going to be someone there no matter what. And, yeah, he never turns his back on us. He knows that we're going to stumble. And it's okay. It's okay if you mess up. It's okay if you feel ashamed of yourself. It's okay if you don't have the prettiest past, because it's not about that. He shows up at the exact right times. He disciplines in areas of your life that needs to be disciplined. Um, he's always going to be the same. He's not, of course, he doesn't live on his emotions, so he's not going to be up and down. But he's just so accepting. He always answers when you call him. He's always ready to talk to you. And he's just so comforting. He just lets you come to him with anything that's on your heart.